everybody. It is just past 11 actually on Monday the 28th of September. Wow, 28th of September is flying by this year. We are nearly in October. Oh my god, what happened in September? So I used to do a show on YouTube, in fact, and it's at smarturl.it/elevenish, and it was my 11 o'clock in the morning kind of catch up, like creative catch up in terms of what I was working on, where I'm at, what I'm part of, and kind of as a sort of independent creative worker, you tend to be quite isolated. And I think it's a lot of the reason why people go to co-working spaces is they want to hang out with other people and be in a creative space where there's like-minded people bouncing around ideas. The only problem with that I found was you can get drawn into other people's stuff, other people's projects, and before you know it, you're a beta tester on somebody's product and you're not doing stuff on your own stuff. So I was trying to find the middle ground between that. How do I have a coffee break, as we call it in the UK, 11s, which is normally tea and biscuits, or tea and cake, or tea and one biscuit, tea and piece of cake, not like loads of cake. But it's a common thing in the UK, having an 11s. So I thought 11ish. I feel kind of 11ish around this time. I feel like I don't want to have a lunch, but I kind of want to fire straight into having another cup of coffee, because I've normally probably had either 1 or 2 cups of coffee before this time. I've only had 1 this morning, but I have made a fresh cup, fresh cafetiere of coffee. I've only had 1 coffee, and today's mug is from Romania. My very good friend Silvio gave me this before he went back to Romania. He was a guy that I met at this temp job that I had, working in a warehouse for 12 hours a day, from 7 to 7 in the morning or 10-6 at night. Did that for a while as well. So it's the Romanian Bram Castle mug this morning that's getting the treatment. So let's just get that bad boy in. So the idea with 11ish is that other creatives can come and join in. At the moment it's going to be me, and I can see myself it's going to be me for maybe, I don't know, probably a week or 2. And then gradually, if people watch the pre-recorded version of this, because I am actually recording this, the reason why I'm recording it is because I want it to save under my account, because I know that there's a lot of replay value there for people to see it, and it can't do much more than help, having recorded videos on a profile. It's good for people to be able to go through and dig through it and see what's in there. So for the time being, I'm going to lock the other camera, but at some point, hopefully there'll be other people that join me at 11 o'clock in the morning. It's really difficult for the US people to join at this time in the morning because it's 5 hours before this. So what would be that? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 in the morning. I'm not expecting any of the US guys to wake up at 6 in the morning, but they can watch the recording back. I'm also recording this locally with Wirecast because I want to put the high quality version up onto YouTube rather than the version I get from Blab, because it's not as good quality as the one I record locally. But I do have concerns that the one locally might be out of sync audio-wise, and I'm not 100% certain if it'll be good quality because of the 4G, etc., etc. So that's a little bit about 11ish. It's kind of getting together as a creative virtually to just take like 10 minutes, 20 minutes out, and most of the time I will be giving you a bit of a catch-up as to what I've been working on, what I'm working towards, things that I've found that I can share with you that help your process. But it's not a sales pitch, it's not marketing, it's just literally the lives and times and what goes on behind the scenes of a digital worker. I woke up this morning, like really late this morning. I woke up like 10 o'clock, 9:48, something like that, and had a bit of a panic because I went to sleep about 3:30 after talking with a load of people on Blab, funny enough. And I'm going to get into that actually, because that's kind of an interesting segue to jump onto, which is about 6 weeks ago, I fractured my wrist, and now I've had the cast off last Friday, and things are loads better with this. I've got a lot more movement in my wrist now, and I can type again. But for the last 6 weeks, it's been really quite difficult to not be earning money, be off work, be quite sociably excluded because I'm not going to temporary job or anything like that, and realising that I have to do things differently because I can't actually use my hand for anything, or I couldn't at first. The first week was awful. I couldn't pick anything up. Couldn't put any weight on it whatsoever. So it's been really incredible over the last 6 weeks to find a group of people who are similar, like-minded to me in terms of they have a digital job. They either work from home, or they have a podcast, or they have a food blog, or they are a social media person. We have one guy who works at Nando's. We have another girl who's going to walk around the whole of the UK as part of a mental health awareness campaign. And what's been amazing is that there's kind of a unity, a bond, an empathy between each other, and it happened really quickly. And I jumped on it as soon as I saw it. I was like, oh my god, these people are like people I want to hang around with. I can totally deal with these people for hours on end, and they're a really good conduit for me to hang out with people. Because I think you can have a lot of disruptive forces in your life, and I think it's best to find your people that make you feel centered, and this group of people do. And it's just been an amazing 6 weeks. There's so many things that have happened over the last 6 weeks that I can barely remember all of them. But to give you a bit of a highlight, I started off panicking that I was going to be off for 6 weeks, and really I should use my time better when I'm off. And I thought, well, maybe I should start working on these Udemy courses finally. Udemy courses are these lectures, training courses online. And the only problem is I couldn't get started recording them with the effects and things that I wanted, because I couldn't afford to upgrade to Wirecast 6. I was on Wirecast 3, and the upgrade was £140. And so I was getting really kind of stressed because I was annoyed that I wasn't working, and I needed to work to be able to earn some money, to be able to buy the upgrade. I was in this vicious circle of like, I can't move forward, I can't make this happen, I can't do stuff. And finding Blab as well, I was like, oh, if I only had Wirecast, I could do effects and do like music and, you know, video, like VJ, like a video jockey, like mixing graphics and stuff together. And so I was like really kind of panicked by it. I was like, all right, how do I fix that? How do I go about, you know, doing something about it? So I just put up a campaign of how to use. I would create a Udemy course called How to Use Wirecast with Blab. And the idea was that I would create a video series, a little lecture on Udemy, which would get me started using Udemy, but also give something back for people who kept on dropping into Blab and saying, hey, how did you do that? That'd be really cool. Can you tell me how to do it? And I was like, you know what? I should just make a course. If I make a course, then it'll be just a lot easier for people to learn how to do it by going through the course. So I launched this course probably about 3 days after I'd sort of suggested it, maybe 4 days after I suggested it. We managed to raise 175 quid, which was more than enough to pay for it. I went a bit higher because of PayPal fees and various stuff like that. But I got the Wirecast update, went from 3 to 6, started playing with all the new features, and then started contributing to kind of doing a Friday night show with a group of other people called Team Humble. And we sort of banded together this kind of misfit kind of digital creative who spends far too much time staying up till early morning and then just working on various projects of our own stuff. And we've just had some like brilliant times over the last 6 weeks. The last thing that was really amazing, well, two things that were really amazing. Friday night, we did a dance party, a birthday party for one of our collective, Chloe, and it was her 24th birthday, and we planned getting cake, and we planned to like have certain assets on there and like birthday party videos, and it was awesome. And one of the things that happened was that Chloe's internet's really, really bad. She like lives in the sticks somewhere, and she's got like farmyard Wi-Fi, she calls it. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to hear about that problem anymore. Let's fix it. So we raised. I literally threw a GoFundMe together in about 5-10 minutes. That just shows you how easy it is to set up a crowdfunding thing. You can do it in 5-10 minutes. And I said, Chloe has shit internet. Let's change it. And literally in the space of 2 hours, from 10 o'clock till 12, on her birthday, we raised enough money to buy MiFi. And here's the interesting thing about that is not only was it democratized micro-funding using transmedia, as in storytelling interactively, and also somebody's birthday, so it was kind of more impetus for people to give a donation for a birthday present, which was cool, by the way. But it was like, okay, when this MiFi comes, I can set it up, I can do a Udemy course about it, I can send her the MiFi all ready to go with a few little instructions of how to log onto it and what SIM card she needs. But I can do a course at the same time, and then she can go through that course, and other people can go through the course with the MiFi. Win-win, everybody wins, I get something out of it, Chloe gets something out of it. The community gets something out of it because from a karma perspective, they've helped like Chloe get this connection to stay online and just have a better internet. So I was just like, you know, blown away by people's willingness to get involved with it. So that was huge. And then the other night, yesterday afternoon, in fact, I was really panicked about how I was going to get my new inhaler, because I had an inhaler about 2 weeks ago, and obviously because I'm not working, I can't afford to pay for my prescriptions, and so like this is running out, which is crazy. I have had a really bad chest as well as having the fractured wristing. And so I was like, I can't afford to pay for my prescriptions. I don't claim Dole in the UK. I don't like take money off the state, so I don't get free prescriptions. And they're £8.20 per item on a prescription, and I just don't have that level of money to keep up with the momentum of that. So the guys, literally, I put up a crowdfunding thing yesterday for £30 to buy a 3 months prescription pass, which basically gives me any more than 3 things in 3 months. I think it's, if I have any more than 3 things in 3 months, then it's better to have this prescription script. So this morning I went and picked up my my prescription, which is a new inhaler and some other stuff, like for my I've got like a fungal thing on my foot, which you don't really need to know about. But like the most important thing about this is that people are, for the first time, it feels like to me, because I had a lot of problems over in Nottingham when I was in Nottingham, I feel invested in for the first time in ages, because they can see my value, because they can see my effort, and that's huge. And because of that, it really pushed me forward to get this Wirecast course out, because people were invested, donating into, all right, Phil, we'll get you Wirecast, let's see what you do with it. And then I did something with it, and they were like, that's cool. Yes, you've created value. Here's a course. I give the course away for free for the people who donated. And it just fits. It just fits in terms of the empowerment side of things. So got the course up, gave it away for free. In 48 hours, I had 255 students from 55 countries. And I was like, what? That, you know, like I kind of knew that it was going to get a bunch of people, but when you start to get like messages in your email box from like, you have somebody signed up, you have somebody signed up, you have somebody signed up. And I know a lot of those free people are just going to be on there to grab the course, you know, for whatever reason. And maybe look at it, maybe download it, maybe feedback on it. But it's just the fact that, you know, within 2 days, this free course has sort of gained this momentum. So it makes me feel really quietly confident that I can do more courses on Udemy. People are sending messages in Slack now, which I'm going to get onto. It's a good segue because it's coming up to 15 minutes. I've got 5 minutes left, so I know I've just ranted onto you from here. So we have this little Team Humble, and there's probably about 4 or 5 of us in there at the moment, and all of those people are either creative or, you know, they've been through some rough times, they're working on their own, or, you know, they want to be part of a collective. So I've started to put together a little Slack channel, which is slack.com. I think our channel is, let me see now, I think it's teamhumble.slack.com. I've just seen Megan join the channel. Hello Megan, how are you? I've just locked it for the time being, but I'll quickly talk to you after this is finished and finished recording. I've got literally 4 minutes to go. So I've made a new channel, and the channel is called teamhumble.slack.com, and inside of that we've got a variety of different channels to do certain things. So I don't want it to just be a get together channel where people just drop in and chat about the day, and then there's no empowerment thing. We only get together to do fundraising. That doesn't make any sense. So I was thinking, how do we actually activate all those people to be part of something much bigger, sort of a democracy of helping each other out when we can. So I've created various different channels. I've kind of created a channel for ask, wants and needs. If somebody's got an ask, or they want something doing, or there's a need, and we can do it as a group and it doesn't cost anything, or we can spend a couple of hours a day helping that person out, then I think we should. Also created a thing for blab, assets of like videos that I want to make, the stuff for the Friday night, the stuff for the daily 11ish, coupon codes for discounts for Udemy, all the fundraising stuff we do. We're trying to go on a trip to New York in December, which will be amazing if we get 4 of us. By the way, if you know any sponsors or any startups in New York City or anywhere, in fact, in the US that would want to do match funding to £1,000, that's quite an ask, because obviously it's around $1,500, $2,000, I think it would be. But if we can raise £1,000, we're looking for a company who can match it. We're still not sure of what the perks and the offer is for the sponsor, but there's 4 of us from different backgrounds. We're going to do various things on Blab. I've got an idea for like a kind of art live streaming piece on Blab, and I'll probably get some friends in the US to help with that as well. I've also created 5 little groups for working, because as digital workers we tend to work online on little online jobs. So I want to go into the process over the course of these 11ishes of how I do that. I do jobs on Fiverr.com. I've got one job that I've got to finish today, which is for $100 for screencasts. So I've created these 5 little groups, one for Fiverr, one for Gumroad, one for People Per Hour, one for Trello, which is like setting up little tasks between all of us that we can do. We can assign little tasks to different people so that they can work on those tasks. And then the final thing is Udemy, which is the huge thing that I'm working on between now and January. The thing with Udemy is that they pay out every 3 months. So I'm literally cranking courses out before the end of October, so that October, November, December, by December time or by January time, which are perfect times to launch courses because people want to learn new stuff on Christmas Day onwards, and then early January, refresh, restart, start of the year. Sometimes start of the year is really slow for a lot of people. They spent too much money at Christmas. They can afford maybe a £10 course with their Christmas money, and so then they'll spend January learning something new to then go out into the world in February, March to initiate it. And by March time, hopefully, we'll be in a place where we'll have enough residual income coming in that will hopefully get us all to South by Southwest in March. That would be amazing. Another thing I wanted to say, not like I've already said enough. I put a few things in the comments about what I was going to talk about today, and I pretty much nailed most of it, and it's coming up to 20 minutes. And I said I would do it 20 minutes. We were going to start using another messaging service called Telegram, but we decided against it in the end. I kind of backed out of that because of various problems with the admin and adding messages to it. And Slack is the kind of common messaging platform that people are using now, and you can kind of fire up different video chats with inside that as well, which is kind of cool. So I'll give you the Team Humble update. The Udemy course progress. Today I am going to work on the descriptions for 2 courses that I'm working on. The How to Be a Brand Advocate course is 110 lectures, and the other one I'm working on is how to use a MiFi device as a brand advocate. So it's a smaller course, but it's about literally a MiFi internet device that you can put a SIM card in, get Wi-Fi from anywhere, and now you can share that with other people, and how to actually use that instead of just staring at the box and going, oh my god, what do I do with this? So I'll be finishing up now. I wanted to get this first one out. It's been a bit mad. I've not even drank any of this coffee yet. I should have actually a drink from this. Remember, this is the Romanian cup from Bran Castle, which my friend in Romania says I must go to Transylvania, go and see the Transylvanian castle, which would be awesome. Can you imagine periscoping from there? Oh my god, that's strong. Wow. My eyeballs will be on stalks after I've drank that this morning. So yeah, the video that I recorded locally, 11ish, will go up on YouTube. The copy that I've recorded locally rather than the Blab one, but I'm gonna stop this recording now on Blab. You guys, I will see you later on today, maybe on Blab later on, or my US buddies, around 10 o'clock in the evening, which is about 5 o'clock East Coast US. And hopefully they'll either play this version back on Blab, or they'll play the one on the YouTube channel, which I'm going to get up now. And this will evolve every day. There'll be new bits in it. I would like to drop in little segments via video, and maybe little 5-minute segments or 60-second segments that we can drop in, so you can learn a new tool or a new service, and maybe come and learn how to use Trello or how to use Slack. And maybe come and join Team Humble if you're the kind of person who wants to be around a bunch of creatives and sort of positive, uplifting, open people who want to empower each other, and you're into microfinancing, crowdfunding, and watching awesome projects happen. That's kind of what Team Humble are about. So join every day around 10:58 in the morning. I do 10:58 to give me 2 minutes to set up for 11 o'clock. It's a 20-minute roughly show, and I will catch up with you tomorrow.